And we're live. Welcome everybody again to the Azure and AI Show. And with us this evening is Seena Khan, and Seena is going to do some stuff on Power Apps. And we have Joseph, and Joseph is going to do some stuff on Copilot and Teams. And then towards the end, Dan is going to do an overview on the new Surface Pro with those new AI chips in it. And we have Teresa with us here. We're happy to see her. We didn't see her for a while. And myself, Frank Falvey, here in Cork, in Ireland. So, Seena, can you share your screen with us and we get going?
Sure. Let me know once my screen
Yeah,
is
should come up there now. Yeah, we got you on screen there now.
okay.
You can see the Power Apps.
Yeah, today I have just created the Power Apps, the Canvas app, by using the Copilot data. So the last show, I have demonstrated how to create. So by just typing the Copilot, by selecting the Copilot with data, then we just select okay which type of or which kind of apps you are going to create. So in such a way, like I have just typed their sales, then based on that, okay, it automatically created three tables: product, customers, and sales. Then based on that, then I just clicked on save and close, and then it will create an application, Canvas app, and having four screens here. And this is the welcome screen. Now it is visible to you, and it is having three sections: products, customers, and sales. I didn't do anything, so automatically it created. We can design later, like okay, so in which way the design has to be do. So according to the requirements, we can do the design. Then there is the sales screen. So sales screen, it displays the different types of sales. So here it is, these are automatic data. Okay, and here by selecting this, okay, so these are the containers, the record galleries, okay, different types of galleries, and by selecting each data, so the details of the data will be displayed on the this pane, the center pane. The next is the customer's screen. Customer screen also the same, like here in the gallery it is showing a list of customers, and while selecting any of the customer details if you want to see, so it is automatically here. And here if you want to edit or delete any customer details, okay, you can do that. Then there is the product screen, and product screen also in the same way, there is a side gallery and there is a center pane, and here is a edit and delete button for this particular item. If you want to delete, so you can do that. Then here it is the search button, so you can search okay which product list or which product you want to see the details. And here I didn't connect with any data, but automatically it connected. Okay, these are the database tables. Okay, when I have just typed sales, the data table, so it automatically created these three tables related to each other. And these three tables automatically connected with this Canvas app as well. Let's start. So here, and these are the different views of this app. So here you can see this is the tablets, and here these are the different types of specifications of the devices. Okay, you can select accordingly which type of specifications you require. Then here it is for the fonts, and here it is for Windows size and Canvas. So if I'm selecting Windows size, it will go enlarge, and if I'm selecting Canvas size, so it will go like this way. And here if I'm selecting the next product, so accordingly the product details will display. We can provide different navigational links also to navigate to the next products as well, so by using a button. So for that, here come to the Power App Studio for that, and here come on the firstly. This would be, so when an app start, so welcome screen would be the first screen. So for that, there is this is the app, and here these are the run on start and navigate to start screen. Okay, so here we have already having, these are the different types of commands or the functionalities of this app start. Okay, whenever an app is going to start, okay, what are the functionalities you should have to configure for that it is. And the start screen, so this is one functionality for this app start screen. And what would be the start screen? It would be the welcome screen. So this is the screen name we should have to add, that's it. Just click on it. So this is the welcome screen. So if I want to go to the customers details, so just click on the customers, and here it is the customers details, and click on any of the customers, so it will show the details of it. Now coming back to here, now there is a new feature added into the Canvas app, that is view code. It is now it's act as a preview only. View code, that means, so for example here, if I want the screen container too, so this functionality, so this is the selected functionality. Okay, so this functionality I want to have in another screen as well. So for example, I'm just adding one more screen here, a new screen, a blank screen I have added here. And then this screen container, this same screen container I want to add into this screen. So for that, we just go here and select view code. You can see over here the code of this particular container. You can copy code over here, close it, and then here click on this three dots and paste code. So it is added here, you can see. So the same way, like the same functionality you want to add it in another application as well. So for example, like if you want to share this functionality in Teams, okay, with another user, and he also want to incorporate this functionality in his own application, then the same way you can just copy code and paste it in the Teams chat box, and then there they can copy from there and paste it in their screen where he wants to show this functionality. So in this way, this is one functionality we can use. Another way is like another functionality which I'm going to demonstrate today is incorporating different types of graphical representation of data. So for here, one more screen I'm going to add. This is already available, these functionalities. So now here in this insert, here you can see shapes and icons, media, layouts, display. So there under shapes, there is charts. So these are the different types of charts you can incorporate in your application. So here, if I'm going for a column chart, so there is already like some data is there. Okay, so it is showing some countries or something like that. So if we want to, this is a default data, we can edit this data. And chart title you can provide over here. So I'm taking the properties of this. But how we can take the properties, or here there is a top, if the properties windows are not open, then you can just go there on the top ribbon, and there it is a properties icon, you can see, just click on it, so it will display there. And here you can like, okay, so whether which type of chart it would be, or what type of data it will show, if it's a sales chart or it's a products chart, okay, whatever it is, you can add that. And you can you can provide a different font size or font type as well. So for example, here if I'm just provide bold, and here it is 25. Okay, just provide this. I just selected, and here the data which we can add. So column chart sample. So from here, okay, so it is already there, the datas. Okay, so we can remove that. How we can remove it? By adding the data items, and from here, so it is a product chart. Then select the products table here. So these are the product A, product B, product C. So it is providing, and here come on the advanced, and here in which way you need it. Okay, product name and exchange rate or price. Okay, so each product prices according to the price. Okay, it will show. This is the another way, a graphical representation of your data. You can add or you can incorporate in your screens very simply. Any questions for this? So here I have explained the two types of functionalities. One is code preview. Code preview, which we are using okay, so reusable components we are using for multiple screens or any other applications. If you want the same components, then code preview we can use. Okay, there you can copy paste there itself. And if you want to share some components with your colleagues or other users, then we can use the same way. Another one is chart. How we can incorporate chart? So here go to the insert, and there is a chart section. So under the chart section you can select any one of, okay, which one you want according to the requirements. So here I have selected the column chart, and then by selecting the column chart, okay, by default some data would be there. You just select the chart and come on to the display, and here the items section. Just okay, because already the data is available, that's why it is listing over here as well, because we this application is already connected with the database. So here it is. We can select which table we want. Okay, so here I have selected the products, so it is. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, Seena, that's very good. The Power Apps. Um, have you used the Copilot functionality in the Power Apps yet?
Yes, Copilot functionality is there. So by using Copilot with the data, I have created this application.
Okay.
Here we don't need to create a tables separately, because normally in previous way how we have done is, firstly we will design the tables, then accordingly we will create the columns, and we will keep some data there. Okay, and then based on that the screens we will arrange, and the galleries and whatever the components we need to incorporate in all the screens, okay, to display the data or to manipulate with the data. So for that we have to do everything. Now with the Copilot, everything is in a minute. Okay, everything will be created here.
Yeah, very good. I was thinking that. All right. Yeah, yeah, very good. Anybody any other questions for Seena? No, we're
Yes,
good.
so Seena, thank you very much for Seena. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can you
hear
hear me,
you.
please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I see that when I signed into the Power Apps site, I could not see the Copilot icon there, even though I have the license. So is there a reason for that?
You didn't see the Copilot. You have the developer license, right?
Yeah, I do have.
It is inbuilt there. Okay, so when you are coming, I will show you how it would be.
Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay. Yep.
Is my screen
We,
visible?
we can see your screen now. Yeah.
Okay, when you log in into the Power Apps, okay, so you will have this environment if you have an environment there. This is my environment. I have created it. Do you have an environment?
Okay. I don't currently
You have.
have, but it just appears. It just appears this way for me, right? Which is what I can
Okay.
see on my second screen. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, you should have to. Yeah, firstly, you should have to go to the admin center and
Okay.
create. Yeah, create the environment. Okay. Yeah. From here,
Okay.
coming
I'm
on
just
to the
following you.
environment. Yeah. So this is the environment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the admin center. So you should have to have that admin privilege to access this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And from here, you can create the new environment, a new name you can provide, and the group is not a mandatory one. And the region, mostly it is good to
Okay.
select US. Okay. Not any
Mm-hmm.
other region, because all the functionalities you will get if you select US. Okay. Then coming over here, okay, so whether it's in a developer, select a developer or a trial, that's better, not a production or sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then coming over here, add a database data store, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Brilliant.
then click on next. Yeah, next there is nothing much. Okay, you just go and select, okay, whatever the required fields are there, and that's it.
Okay, so I only see that I have a default environment, so that should work also, right?
Yeah, that will also work. No problem.
Okay, so
Then,
it's only when I get
yeah.
into the environment that I will see the co-pilot, correct?
Okay, no, 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 no. It should not be like that. Okay. Normally it is available. I have a developer license, and you have the MCT credentials.
Yes, I do. I have a developer tenant, and the tenant I
Okay.
am currently is an
Okay.
E5 license.
Then if you have the environment, you can select your environment from here. So there is a default. This is my default. Okay, and this is which I have created. Okay, and it should have Dataverse as well.
Okay, I think I'm here
Okay, so
also.
then you can select, okay, so accordingly, so now I have selected my environment, and you can select which one you need. Okay, just to by clicking on it. That's it. So the environment will be created. Sorry, environment will be selected. Then coming over, so in this environment, you are creating the applications now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now coming over here
Mm-hmm.
in the apps,
Okay.
yeah, here this is start with Copilot, start with data, start with page design, start with an app template.
Oh,
Here
I can see it.
is
I can
it,
see Seena.
right?
Thank you very much. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Uh, Okay, now click over here. So it will coming over here
Yeah.
into the yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I can
here
see
this
that.
is the way I have created the tables. Okay, so here it is. So for example, sales or whatever it is, or customer details, or okay,
Mm, mm,
inventory management system. Okay, so for example, if I'm just taking inventory, then generate it. So
mm-hmm.
this will take, I don't know how much time it will take. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
This is
I can see
the,
this now. Yeah,
you can
that's
see, right?
brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right, that's cool.
Great job.
Okay, Joseph, you can share your screen.
All right,
Steve,
Okay,
that's
Steve,
thanks
cool.
all. Thanks Thanks for listening me.
Thanks so
No
much.
Thank you.
problem, Tina. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
While Joseph is sharing his screen, if you guys have not checked out his YouTube channel, it's pretty awesome. He's posting stuff out there very regularly. He pops up in my inbox all the time. So good job, Joseph.
Thank you very much, Teresa. All right, so I'm just going to be sharing my second screen now.
Sure.
Okay, so that was
Yeah, there you go. Yep, you can
okay,
see it there now.
brilliant. So
Power apps.
yeah, so I just switched over to Teams. So today I'm going to be showing us. I hope that my bandwidth will be able to handle the Teams recording and this live stream, but we'll try and hopefully everything should work. So here is a meeting I have created and I call it Copilot transcription. So I'm just going to hit on the meeting and then I just want to, I can leave this turned off for now. So I'm going to say join. So I'll be sharing the meeting link on the chat just so anyone can join for us to just have a test. So because no one was invited, okay, the person invited is not signed in at the moment. So I just want to hold on. That means even if I don't invite someone, I should be able to do what I want to do. So this is just me testing. So if I come to here and I want to say start recording, right? If I say start recording, then the recording has started. So recording and transcription, start recording and transcription. Okay. So now the transcription for this meeting, while others are about to join, as is being started, and that's what we have now. Good. So it's just here. So the good thing is that if I come to Copilot, um, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm just trying to, yeah, come into this place. If I say language and speech, show live caption, this is going to be coming up. So there is something I'm just looking for. Could it be because it is somebody has not joined the call yet? So show transcripts, which is showing up here, right? So the impact of that Copilot is what I am looking for. If I quickly do not see that option, I wouldn't mind bringing up my YouTube video on the language and speech. Okay. Okay, so let me share the meeting invite on the chat and have you join so that I can be sure that there is someone in this call. I'm just hitting on the share so that it can give me the link. Okay, copy link. So what I want us to achieve is just for us to be able to have it translation from the AI. So I'm going to be speaking English and let's see if we can translate to another language. So I'm just reaching out for, so please, the meeting link is on the private chat. You can just please join and remain, just mute your microphone while I look for the video recording of what was done. So if you join, I will just see you and we can try the demo together.
I'm joining
Okay,
here.
someone is on the lobby. I'm just going to admit you. So you may just want to stay muted on that call. Okay, thank you. Why are you not being admitted here? Okay, so we have quite a few persons here already. So if I come to my recording and transcription now, if I come here to transcription, show transcript is here. So I'm also going to accept Steven. That's fine. Yes, please, I can hear you. All right. Yeah, so there's a setting I want to look at here. If I'm not seeing that quickly, if anything has changed, we'll also know. So just but I'm trying to get hold of that. So this is where I'm just searching through, and this is what Teresa was speaking about. I've actually done quite some things recently on the so okay. I'm not sure I posted that here. I think it was on LinkedIn, but let's quickly see if that's Falvey. It's going to be funny. So here, not that. So let me just stop the recording for now. I will start it all over. Let me see what happens. Start recording. So is it dependent on the licenses of the joiners? Because I see that I am the only one here who has the option here to who has the license assigned to me. So maybe I want to experiment on these as well and see, because in the demo I did, everyone who joined that meeting had the option, had them. So it's
I
fine
see.
if that is not showing up for me. I'm just going to make a research about this. I'm going to end this meeting while we will explore another option in Teams. Okay.
I'm actually seeing it
So
from my
end this.
panel.
So while in yeah. So I'm just going to end that so I don't overflog that. I can go explore this and we'll come back to look at this. So while in Teams, right, you have the option to have co-pilots do a lot of things for you when it comes to using the option in your Teams chat with people. So from Teams, you have the option for Copilot that can dip right into your Teams calendar, that can dive right deep into checking your chats with people, checking your meeting recordings with people, checking through activities that you have pending. So this is just where I don't have a meeting coming up. Which meeting do I have coming up? Do I have coming up? So let's just see what that's going to do for us.
This feature just was
It is
added to
saying that you
join the
have two meetings coming up. Right. One meeting is BU pillars concept. And just to give you a this one, excuse me, just give me a second. So for this one here, you see FW there because it was deleted a mailbox that brought onto this. By an you'll be attending. So it for if you have time
think we've lost him. His sound was going, he was fading, so it might drop back on again.
Yeah, I bet.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
The feature that he was showing, it's a new feature in Copilot, was announced with the Copilot Wave 2, where now that when you have to record, and with the in the recap, that it now search and find the chats. So think about when you having webinars and people post questions in the chat, and sometimes we don't always get to those. Now you can search for those and they appear up in Copilot's response, and now you can address them, because it's an action item for you. So it's a really awesome new feature that was just recently rolled out in this past week.
So that's kind of, if you have a few Teams meetings coming up in a couple of weeks' time, it will show you them, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
like I said, think about when you are having a webinar, how helpful that's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have time at the end, I'll share a couple. I won't do a demonstration, but I can share some information around New Outlook.
Okay, cool. Dan, do you want to do your thing there? So I'm not sure.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear you? Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Let me share my screen here. So last week, Seena had a couple issues, and I had a couple issues.
Okay, I'll add you to the stage there, will I?
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, you can see your screen now, yeah.
So one of the things that I was going to show was Co-Creator, which is, I believe, available on both my Surface Pros. This is the 11th edition, the new Qualcomm chip that Microsoft released. And then I also have a Surface Pro 9 that has I think it's the SQ3 in that one. So it was the Qualcomm chip that Microsoft and Qualcomm co-branded. I believe Co-Creator works on both. And so if I hide my StreamYard sharing there, so you can just see, hopefully, my screen here, we have the ability to describe what I want to create. And one of the things that we have in the Microsoft courses, course sandbox. And then I could draw in my canvas here a number of people, maybe in their own sandboxes, and then see what I get as a output of co-creating this. I'm not doing a very good job of drawing sandboxes or people, for that matter. You can see that I haven't done artwork for quite a long time, but we're definitely getting some people in the photo. I'm getting the animation style, but I can change it to like oil painting or other styles, and it's picking up my really rudimentary photos, or not even photos, just stick drawings, line drawings, and it's coming up with more creative ways to express the same thing, that everybody's in their own sandbox or playground or whatever you want to call it. From the Microsoft courses, I thought, hey, a visual might be fun to be able to explain that, we're not all in the same sandbox, which this picture kind of depicts. What I'd like to be able to do, and I might be able to do with Co-Creator or Microsoft Designer or now PowerPoint, is give people a visual of, that it's good that you each have your own environment. You're all the admin of the class environment that you've been assigned, but those sandboxes not being shared this would be a good picture to show a shared sandbox where we're all in the same place and we can all kind of work together. And one way to accomplish this in a Microsoft course is you give everybody credentials to one of the sandboxes as opposed to all of the sandboxes. So the co-creator capability was one of the things that we were going to show. And I've got it working this week on my Surface Pro 11th edition, which we did show last week is the Surface Pro that you can actually detach the keyboard and trackpad. So I can actually use this wirelessly on the device. And that's super nice, along with the stylus that charges from the keyboard. And then I can also type or use my shortcut keys. So Windows key 3 opens my browser. Windows key 2 opens my my file explorer. Windows key 1 opens my Copilot search. And because this is a new Surface Pro 11th edition, the new type cover, they have a term for it, also has the Copilot button, which opens the Copilot feature. So the Copilot dedicated button is on this particular keyboard or type cover. And then the final thing that I will show, and I found where they decided to hide it, is the studio effects. So we can see here that I've got a blurred background, and the blurring of the background can affect things like something I'm trying to show you. So if I'm trying to show you my phone that's in the meeting, I have to kind of hold the phone in a place where it thinks it's part of my body as opposed to out to the side. Same thing with the keyboard. You can see the keyboard, as long as I hold it below me, if I put it out to the side, it gets blurred. But I have these functions as studio effects that affect my camera. And then I also have voice focus, and it looks like other audio effects that are available within the Surface Pro 11th edition. So I believe they're moving all these things from like the dedicated Surface app into some of the combined features. So we looked here, it's called the Surface Pro Flex Keyboard. So this actually has a battery, I believe it's right here. And then it charges when it's docked to the Surface, similar to the pen. So the Surface Pro Slim Pen charges when it's in the keyboard. Now that the keyboard has a battery, it could also theoretically keep my Slim Pen charged as well. And then in the Surface app, I get information about how much of a charge my ProFlex keyboard has. And like when I'm in any type of scenario, like I'm at a desk right now, maybe I want to set my Surface a little further back and I want to have the keyboard out where I am in my lap. It's much easier for me not to have the two devices within proximity. And then the Surface Pro 11th edition also has a wide field, and we'll see, there it goes. It's doing the auto framing for me. So if I get off center, the Surface Pro 11th edition, the 9th edition did this as well because it's part of that ARM chipset and work Microsoft did with Qualcomm to make sure that this is offloaded to the GPU to make decisions about blurring my background. So this background blur that I'm doing is at the hardware level. The one place that I've run into a problem with that is when I'm taking a Microsoft exam. So if you take a Microsoft exam and you do an online proctored exam, you will need to turn off the background blur because they don't want to see your background blurred while you are taking an exam. So if I choose to turn off my effects, my background should stop getting go down here to background effects off. There you can see my actual background. Mm-hmm. And so you need this without the background blur for a Microsoft exam. The other thing you'll notice here in my camera's Surface camera front is that I also have eye contact. So one thing Microsoft announced with the Surface Pro X 5 years ago from an AI perspective was the ability for eye contact to make it look like I'm looking at the camera even when I'm looking at the screen. And they do this through the GPU, the graphics processing unit in the system, and several different computations to make it look like your eyeball is looking at the camera as opposed to your screen. And I know NVIDIA does a lot of this within their hardware. So they've got I think it's still like a preview or a beta of a eye contact feature for NVIDIA graphics cards. So if you have a GPU in your computer that's NVIDIA, there's drivers you can download to do something similar to this. And that's all AI examples. So Microsoft has a lot of things that are coming up. I don't believe Recall has hit this computer just yet. I found a registry hack that wasn't working for me, but what should happen when you have Recall is when you're in the privacy and security section, you should see Recall as a item that you can configure for your Windows 11 computer. And what Recall will do is take screenshots. So imagine if I had gone out to LinkedIn, I found a really powerful article or something else, and I'm trying to recall who posted it or where I saw it. Charles Elwood just posted something. Maybe I can't remember Charles's last name or what it was that I saw. Recall would be taking snapshots of things on my computer, and those would be searchable as well. You can pause that. So in a similar way to like in private browsing where maybe I need to test something or what I'm testing is NDA. As an MVP, I could go ahead and say, don't make screenshots of what I'm doing because it's confidential. And so that Recall feature is supposed to be out, I heard, October. And I'm looking forward to testing that. And that was the primary purpose, besides the wireless keyboard, for me investing in a Surface Pro 11th edition. I really liked the idea of a Surface Pro keyboard, the Pro Flex keyboard being removable, detachable, especially as a trainer. Sometimes you just find scenarios where it's nice to be able to walk away from your device. So imagine if I were presenting a PowerPoint. I think this was the thing that also got announced, Teresa, Monday as part of the announcement. If I'm creating a PowerPoint and I want to create that about the Surface Pro 11, in the past, what Microsoft PowerPoint and Copilot would do is they just say, oh, I think I know what you want. You probably want 11 or 18 or 32 slides. It would just kind of guess. And it would guess about the information that should be in each section. Here, we can see that it's going to do an introduction, give some technical specifications, software and user experience, productivity, creative applications, and then comparison. If what I really want to focus on is the software and user experience, I can actually move that section. And then once I say generate slides, I can have Copilot and these new features. This one went to general availability on Monday.
That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was super excited to play around with this.
Yeah.
Teresa, I know you're another...
Yeah, I tapped into it real quick as well.
Yeah. What have you found? Have you found it helpful?
I did, because if you think about the way it was before, it already created the slides, and then when you wanted to move things around or regenerate one, it was just a little clumsy. So this is so much easier. You can kind of approve your outline before you get your put it into the slide. So yeah, I thought it was a really nice ad.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about the Surface Pro 11th edition, what I've been able to find. I am in the insider preview. I mentioned this last week. So the other thing that anybody can do, you don't have to be an MVP to do this, is you go into your settings for Windows Update. And in Windows Update, I believe it's the Get Latest Editions and then Windows Insider program. And by enrolling in the Insider program, you can then get on these beta versions of Windows 11. So when I was looking for the studio effects that have moved into the settings as opposed to the Surface app, what I neglected to find was this little dialog box here where I can do portrait blur, portrait lights, standard blur features at a hardware level.
And if you're new to Windows Insider program, just know that you're getting a preview. So, but when it goes to general availability, it might be slightly different between what you were working with in the preview versus GA.
Yeah. And as part of that enrollment process, you basically they basically ask you, do you want to be on the, the latest and greatest bits that we're testing, which puts you kind of further out from maybe how it will look in full release, or you can say, I want to be in the software that you're just about to release, much closer to how Microsoft may release that to everybody running Windows 11. And then if you have specific hardware like the Surface Pro 11th edition or one of the other ARM-based Windows Plus Copilot PCs, I believe those are the devices that would be getting the recall feature in the October timeframe. And then maybe a month ago, they announced the Intel equivalents of those devices that should be getting some of the 11th edition AI features.
Great.
So Frank, I'll turn things back over to you. And I think Teresa, if we've got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I won't take long. I'm just going to give you.
Yeah, I just see Stephen is there. I just wanted to see,
okay.
did he want to do something first? Stephen, can you hear us? So no, Teresa, I'd say carry on so yourself.
Okay. Let's see.
Want to share your screen with us?
Okay, so can you see my screen? Yeah. So let me share this first and then I'll come back to that. So I just wanted to, I was a presenter on, I just lost my screen. Bear with me. Where are you? StreamYard. There you go. I was just on just presented at Hermine Turner's Detroit IT user group, and I wanted to share this information about New Outlook. There's still a lot of folks who have not transitioned from Classic to New Outlook, and they have this nice web site that shows the comparisons of the features. And, what's available, what's partially available, not supported, under investigation, and upcoming. So this is slightly little different from, you still have the roadmap, you still have the administrative center as well. But at least this gives you a breakdown of what's available in Classic and what's available in New Outlook. And it's a great comparison. And what I did this morning was I shared with them the same information in this view, because Microsoft has released over 100-something features in 2024. And so if users who tried New Outlook in last year or 2022, and yes, there was a lot of features missing, that you definitely know that there's been a lot of features are rolled out. I'm going to pull up my notes here. Where is it? There was 100 features, over 100 features rolled out. 25 of the features are not available in Classic. And I wanted to point out here too, because August 1st, New Outlook is really referenced just as Outlook now. And the icon is this round version. And when they talk about Classic, it's the square Classic Outlook logo. So if you start seeing documentation and just know that when you see the icons, which version that they're talking about. There's 21 upcoming features that is going to be released in the fourth quarter 2024 and Q1 2025 based on the roadmap. So again, I just wanted to give that, promotion on if you have not tried new Outlook, there are 100 and something reasons why you should give it another try. So that's all I wanted to share, Frank.
Very good, Teresa. What about the Copilot in Outlook? Have you been using that?
I have. I'm working on. I wanted to wait till I haven't even done a video on Copilot at all yet, right? But I use it every day. I just feel we've all have had experience using drafting an email. We've used the coaching. The coaching hasn't been released yet, but it should be rolling out soon. Where before they would give you suggestions on how you can make your writing better, now you are able to select those and be able to use it. So that hasn't rolled out, and I'm gonna, do a video soon. I always like to give where it's a lot to share. So stay tuned for that, and I'll come back and show you some things. Scheduling with Copilot was just recently rolled out as well. I haven't tested that just yet. Yeah.
Yeah, nearly every week I go into M365 with Copilot. There's something new every week.
I'll just share with you one feature that just rolled out. I'm actually in my Outlook, and if I pull up this, if you are, I don't think I'm gonna find one. Let's just see if this pops up. So I was actually in, and it didn't do it. You have now to where you can send, if you send an email with the hyperlink, and when you open it, not only will it show the website, it will also show the actual email. And it just didn't happen here. So I have to wait another day to really kind of show you some little cool new stuff that they have available. I use this Copilot in B.Eng a lot. I'm always, again, doing blog posts and videos, and a lot of the topics are real tech heavy for the audience, which is non-tech savvy users. And I always like to throw in my paragraph and say, okay, explain this in terms that would be more relatable to non-tech users. And I use that a lot here in the Copilot. And that's just coming from the free version. You're afraid to say B.Eng Copilot, but that's what it is. Yeah. I would take a topic and say, explain this in non-tech savvy terms, and it gives you suggestions.
Okay, cool.
Frank, I know we had Amatha ask a question about first-time graduate or first-year graduate student in Charlotte, and was wondering if we had any internships. I did post, I think this came from your YouTube channel, Frank, so I did ask if they had heard about the Student Ambassadors Program, which is kind of like an offshoot or a now housed under the MVP website. So if you go to the mvp.microsoft.com website, in the upper right, there's the ability to look at the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors Program. So if you still have a...
Can we share that screen or?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and share my screen again.
Okay.
And a browser. And Frank, let me know when it comes up here.
Yeah, I added it there now. Yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah, Microsoft.
So if you're on a desktop if you're on a desktop computer, you should just be able to see student ambassadors here. If you're on a smaller screen, tablet, phone, you'll probably see it under the upper right. And it looks like you just add EN -US student ambassadors. But if you don't see the student ambassadors right there, you just go under the hamburger menu in the upper right. And then the student ambassadors isn't necessarily an internship program, Amantha, but it is an opportunity for you to enroll and get involved with Microsoft from a standpoint of community. And this can be through your school, this can be through leadership, online events, and there's 3 levels of student ambassadors. There's, I believe, alpha, beta, and gold levels. And you achieve those different levels, unlike the MVP, which is strictly an award. To become an MVP, you need to be nominated, you need to be selected. It isn't an achievement, it is an award from Microsoft. The Student Ambassadors program, my understanding is you just sign up as a student. You have to be 16 or older, so this can include upper class, high school students or college students. Most of the student ambassadors I know are college students. And the other thing you can do is you can search for student ambassadors. So if I am enrolling or going to school at a particular college in a particular country, I'm in the United States, but let's choose Ireland, Frank. And then I say for the program that I'm looking for student ambassadors. And towards the bottom here, I can say I want to search profiles. Now I'm looking at all of the beta, gold, and let's see if we have any alphas. We don't have any alphas, it doesn't look like, in Ireland. But instead of maybe connecting with students that are around the world, these should be students that are enrolled and attending somewhere within Ireland. And then I can see their socials that they've chosen to share, and I could connect with those students that might be in my area. It looks like this URL for LinkedIn was maybe not created correctly. So I could always take the student's name, go to LinkedIn. In the upper left, there's a search, and then I could search for that student. And if I know that that student is in Ireland, I could even do a search for the person. And then here's that Dublin. So I think I've got the right student. And then I can follow the person, and I can even connect and add a note.
Dan, I saw that there was beta and a few others. What does that represent?
The alpha, I believe, is the first level. And then the beta is as you move through the program. So unlike the MVP, there is no like level of MVP. There are how many years we've been awarded, right, Teresa?
Right.
But it's not like on your 3rd year you become a bronze MVP or anything. There's no further award I'm aware of, other than 5 years and 10 years. You get like a blue distinction milestone. But you don't change like title. There's not senior MVPs or anything like that. With these Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program, my understanding is there's these levels. So unlike our program that doesn't really have levels necessarily other than years, the Microsoft Students Ambassador program does have levels. So if I do a search for United States and I look for student ambassadors, we're likely to find plenty that are at different levels within. And then I can even search on state and province. So if I live, for instance, in Michigan, I could say I'm looking for students that are in Michigan. This is also based on what they chose to provide.
If you scroll up, I think I saw they had milestones there in in your filters. Yeah,
there you go. Alpha, beta, or gold are the 3 levels. And I believe you come in as alpha, And then some of the student ambassadors I've connected with in Illinois ended up asking me how the program worked. Angel was kind enough not only to reach out, he goes to a university where one of my fellow MVPs in Chicago is a teacher. And so she connected with Angel. Angel attended our Microsoft 365 Community Day. And then he came with me to LinkedIn this past week. And I asked Angel if he understood some of the questions, because some of the student ambassadors started asking me questions. And I said, I don't know the first thing at the time about how your program works. I know how our program works, kind of. I'm still learning. I feel like I'm still an MVP baby or newbie.
That's a topic. That's a topic for one of our shows.
Yeah, definitely.
We could do that.
Yeah. And, Angel, I asked him about, getting involved. I've added him to the Azure and AI Show message, Frank, that we put out. So I'm not sure, if weekends work for him, but we could definitely work with him as maybe our first student ambassador. And then maybe we reach out to others that are in Ireland or the UK or Nigeria, different places that we already have either community members, MVPs, or both. And
I'm trying to see who's in the Pittsburgh area or just in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, thank you. I had not thought of that. I reached out to the couple of community members that I know since I'm visiting you early next week, Teresa.
In a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's going to come and hang out with my family.
And Frank, Teresa did the same thing you and Matthew did. She was like, if you don't mind staying with us. I said, that's perfectly fine for me. I wasn't going to assume that it was an invite to your home, Teresa, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you're welcome here.
Very good.
Just know I have a wild child 2-year-old granddaughter.
I am used to it. I have godkids that are 5 and 7.5. So I'm used to the younger ones, even though my kids are much older. So the energy is fun to experience, especially if it's short term, right? I'm sure grandparents may sometimes feel like that, but sometimes it's probably more than just visiting.
The 2-year-old is not. The 2-year-old is a live-in.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the other thing we should announce, Frank, is that Teresa, myself, and a few other MVPs, Rachel Iribor from Malta, we are putting together multiple condominiums in Chicago that will be available for either MVPs or even just IT professionals or people in the community that are attending Microsoft Ignite and maybe looking for either convenience close to the convention center or for a accommodation that might not cost you, thousands of dollars, because we realize that a lot of the people like Rachel are traveling internationally. I live in the Chicago area, so I won't be paying anything to get to Microsoft Ignite. But even Teresa, you're going to be flying. That's in all likelihood. You could drive, I guess, but I don't know which one would be cheaper with gas prices, right?
Right. And the other thing is, you never know what the weather is going to be like in Chicago. I'm just hoping we have good weather.
I have my fingers crossed. I'm planning a pickleball thing on Friday before, and that's weather dependent unless we do it inside. So yeah, Frank, I think that's it for announcements. Thanks for letting me make those.
Oh, very good. I see Stephen, you're still there. Were you thinking of doing something this evening for us? Or not next week. Next week. Yeah. So listen, thanks everybody for joining us this week on the Azure and AI Show. And Teresa, nice to see you again.
Feels good to be back, Frank.
Thanks everybody. And we'll be back here at the same time next week. So thank you.